Hi everyone, this is Dr. Shishwini here. I will be explaining to you on the topic Introduction to Management, which is basically affiliated under the syllabus of VTU. So moving on further, the topics that I'm going to cover today is about introduction, meaning, nature, objectives, importance, and difference between administration and management, levels of management, types of managers, managerial skills, managerial competencies, scope of management, functions of management, evolution of management thought, Henry Fowell's 14 Principles of Management, recent trends in management. To understand management, let's understand the meaning of it. Management is the act of getting people together to accomplish the desired goals and objectives, using the available resources efficiently and effectively. And that's the main motive of management. To have a better understanding on management, there are resources which are being used. What are those resources? Human beings, money, machines, and materials. In management, how do we attain the goals? We need to attain the goals with the help of planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, with using those resources efficiently and effectively. The nature of management. Yes, management is a distinct process. It has its own separate sets of process. All this process ends up to one, that is management. Management is an organized activity. It has to be an organized activity. If it is unorganized, it wouldn't be called as management. Management is all about accomplishment of objectives, which are predetermined in nature. Yes, management is also both science and art. Management cannot be led by one person. It is a group activity. Management principles are universal in nature. It is applicable to every area around the world. We need to bring together resources, which are other resources and human resources, to make sure the management works. The next topic is objectives of management. What is the main motive of the management is all about how to utilize those minimal resources which are available, how to utilize these resources effectively. And with this, the business have to be developed and the growth has to be given to the business. Is it all about objectives of management? There are furthermore to add on to it. Business produces various forms of products. It is important to ensure the products have good quality and the services to be rendered. Making sure that goods and services are available to the right customers. If it's B2B, fine. If it's B2C, fine. In the workplace, ensuring the discipline will help to have an organized activity and to make sure also to attain the organizational goals. Management also helps to bring a right candidate to right job. Management is all about making futuristic plans, creating benchmarks and reaching them on the same to reach those objectives. Risk is one element that cannot be stopped. There are risks in any kind of business which is being involved, but there are certain risks which are uncertain risk, a risk which are being calculated, risk which are not being calculated. During COVID situation, the risk is basically high in nature. But yes, there are alternative plans which can mitigate or an element of risk can be reduced. Objectives of management. And the next topic is importance of management. When it is an organized activity, basically it helps in achieving those group goals, that is a team effort. Optimum utilization of resources. All the resources can be optimum utilized. How? Minimal resources we need to find out, and those resources how effectively and efficiently can be used in an organization productivity and to reach the objectives of the organization helps us to understand the importance of management. Reduces cost. Organized way of activity basically reduces the cost in turn. Establishing the sound organization. Discipline brings the sound organization. Establishing equilibrium. There is a headway, there is always risk factor involved in the business, but maintaining the consistency in the business is very difficult. But then, having an organized activity and understanding the uncertainty in the business environment helps us to have an equilibrium. Essentials of prosperity of society. If the society prospers, the business prospers. I'm sure we are all able to understand with the COVID situation. The difference between administration and management. This topic is being explained on the basis of function. So let's understand on the basis of function how management and administration is being differentiated. As we all know, management is about art of getting things done through others by directing their efforts towards achievement of predetermined goals. This is the meaning of management, meaning of administration. It is concerned with formulation of broad objectives, plans and policies. When it comes to nature of management, management is an executing function. When it comes to administration, the nature is, it is a decision-making function. How is the process of management? Management decides who should, how should it be done. But when it comes to administration, it decides what is to be done when it has to be done. Function, under function, the management. Management is doing function because managers get the work done under their supervision. But when it comes to administration as a function, it's a thinking function because plans and policies are determined under it. Skills under management, technical and human skills, are required. When it comes to administration, conceptual and human skills are required. Management under the level, you can see a middle level management and a lower level management function. But when it comes to administration, it's all about top level management. Now this on the basis of usage, management and administration are being differentiated. Applicability. It is applicable to business concerns, that is profit-making organizations. When it comes to administration applicability, non-business concerns also, it could be like clubs, schools, hospitals, etc. Management under influence. Management decisions are influenced by the values, opinions, beliefs, decisions of managers. But when it comes to administration, it is being influenced by public opinion, government policies, religious organizations, customs, etc. When it comes to status under management, management constitutes employees of the organization who are paid remuneration in the form of salaries, wages. But when it comes to administration, administration represents owners of the enterprise who earn a return on their capital invested and profits in the form of dividend. The next topic that I am going to start with is level of management. There are 3 levels when it comes to management: top level management, middle level management, lower level management. Who are those individuals who come in the top level, middle level and the lower level management? Let's understand that. In the top level management, chairman, managing director or general manager are being involved. In the middle level management, marketing managers, human resource managers, finance managers. But when it comes to lower level management, supervisors, foremen are being involved in the levels of management. The next topic is types of managers. There are various types of managers to understand. Every manager has their own skill sets and to get the work done by others. First one is the problem solving manager. This person is basically a task driven and focused on achieving goals. These problem solvers are constantly putting out fires and leading by a kiosk. So the paradox here is this: it is often the manager who creates the very problems and situation that they work so hard to avoid it. Continually providing solution often results in the lackluster performance that they are working so diligently to eliminate any problem which comes in their way. The Pitchfork Manager. People who manage by a pitchfork are doing so with a heavy and often controlling hand, like demanding progress, forcing accountability, prodding and pushing for results through the use of threats and fear tactics. This is one of the style. The Presumptuous Manager. The Presumptuous Manager focus more on themselves than anything else. To them, their personal production, recognition, sales quota, and bonus take precedence over their people and the value they are responsible for building within each person on their team. Presumptuous managers often put their personal needs and objectives above the need of the team. The next one, the perfect manager. Perfect manager possesses some wonderful qualities. These managers are open to change, innovation, personal growth, with the underlying commitment to continually improve and evolve as sales managers, almost to a fault. The passive managers, also referred as parenting managers or pleasing managers. Passive managers take the concept of developing close relationship with their team and co-workers to a new level. These managers have one ultimate goal: to make people happy. The protective managers. The protective managers encompasses all of the good qualities that the other types of manager possess, yet without all of their pitfalls. Here are the characteristics. Let's see. Persistence, edge, genuine authenticity of the pitchfork manager, confidence of presumptuous manager, enthusiasm, passion, charm, and presence of pontificating manager. The next topic is managerial skills. Technical skills, interpersonal skills, conceptual skills, diagnostic skills, political skills. Now all this has to be done by the manager. If the manager has to be fitting into a position, then the manager has to own all the skills. What is technical skills? The technical skills which are required by those organization or the institution where the manager is working. Interpersonal, having an appropriate communication with each other. Conceptual, logical, analytical skills. Diagnostic, any problem, try to solve. Political skills, making sure that to understand each and every individual's intentions in the organization and proceed further with achieving the organizational goals. These are the management skills which has to be done by the managers. Managerial competencies. In this generation, what are the competencies which has to be taken seriously by being a manager? The competencies are communication competencies, avoid communication gap. Planning and administration competencies. Every individual has their own way of planning administration. Strategic action competency, self-management competency, global awareness competency, and team awareness competency or teamwork competency. It should be basically a people person. The scope of management. Under scope of management, to understand what are those various scopes which are covered under the management. Financial management, which has a lot of aspects. Could be like forecasting, cost control, management accounting, budgetary control, statistical control, financial planning. I'm sure managing is not a piece of cake, but yes, it involves a lot of diligence and hard work. Human resource management. Every employee in the organization, starting from the recruitment to until they reach to their retirement, every single thing needs to be planned and to be maintained. Marketing management, which includes every single thing like sales, promotion, publicity, channels of distribution, market research, etc. Production management, main thing that everybody is speaking about is total quality management, to make sure that every product which comes out from the business organization or the service which is being rendered, it should be top notch. That is the scope of management. What are the 5 functions of great management? First one is planning, second one is organizing, third one is leading, staffing, and controlling. If these are being appropriately planned and put forth into the execution, works wonder in any form of organization. Now we have come down to the topic about management thought. What does management thought means? Management thought refers to a theory that guides management of people in organization. Initially, management theories were developed out of practical experience of managers. In the industrial organization, managers borrowed ideas from several other fields of study like science, sociology, anthropology, etc. So let's see further how does it go. There was a huge evolution in the management. Now those are being put under the concept. To understand this, it's being divided into four major stages: pre-scientific management period, classical theory, neoclassical theory, bureaucratic model. One by one, I'll be explaining each one of them. Pre-scientific management period. As the industrial revolution occurred in 18th century, there was a huge impact on management. So what happened? The scenario changed the method of raising capital, organized labor and goods production for the individuals and business. Entrepreneurs then had access to production factors like land, labor, capital. The final step was only to make some effort to combine these factors to achieve the target successfully. But after the Industrial Revolution, the newer dimension taken by the management is because of the involvement of certain notable personalities who introduced some effective ideas and approaches for giving management an acceptable and precise direction. Here is a brief on some of the personalities and their theories. To understand, Professor Charles Babbage of United Kingdom in 1729 to 1871. Professor Babbage was a renowned mathematician professor at Cambridge University. He discovered that manufacturers rely on guessing and suggesting and advised them for utilizing science and mathematics to be more productive and accurate. Obviously, the whole production depends on one aspect, that is appropriately utilizing the statistics and implementing the mathematics, which in turn reduces the cost, improves the quality, also earns the profit. The next person, Robert Owens of United Kingdom, 1771 to 1858. Sir Robert is often regarded as personal management's father, as his approach focused on employee welfare. He also introduced cooperation and trade unions. He mainly believed that employee welfare might determine the performance to a larger extent. Sir Robert also encouraged the workers' training, children's education, ensuring canteens in the workplace, shorter working duration, and others. So, this was all about making people happy, and he was a people person. The classical theory. Robert Owens, Charles Babbage, and other prominent personalities are regarded as management's pioneers. However, their contribution to the evolution of management is lower. Further, by the last decade of the 19th century, the science of management began. And with it, some professionals like H.L. Grant, F.W. Taylor, Emerson, and others entered for the establishment of scientific management. Further, during the classical period, management though thought focused on standardization, job content, labor division, and scientific approaches for the larger organization. It also related closely to the individual evolution and rise of large scale enterprise. I'm sure you all understood the classical theory. Neoclassical theory. This duration of evolution of management thought, it's a better version of classical theory. It's a modified version of classical theory, with several improvements. The classical theory focused mainly on the areas of job, including physical resources and the management. But neoclassical theory focused on employees' relationship in the work ecosystem. So, make the work more enjoyable, individuals are going to be committed to the organization. The bureaucratic model. Max Weber, a German sociologist, proposed the bureaucratic model. This includes a system of labor division, rules, authority, hierarchy, and employees' placement based on their technical capabilities. So, place the right individual in the right place. Evolution of management theories. Now, to go furthermore, organizations were shaped effectively, and writing of some prominent writers consisted of the management and governance of various kingdoms. These descriptions form the literature that helped to develop the management theories. Several heads of religions, political affairs, and military also gave the management model. For example, the books like Sun Tzu, The Art of War, Chanakya, Arthashastra used the managerial purposes and the governance of the kingdom concerning the policy formulation related respectively. Arthashastra is one of the book which is being referred by several managers around the world, which is written by the great Chanakya. The next topic, which is basically Henry Fayol's of Principles of Management. What are these 14 principles of management which is being explained by Henry Fayol? First one is division of work. Second one, authority and responsibility. Third, discipline. Fourth, unity of command. Fifth, unity of direction. Sixth, subordination of individual interest. Seventh, remuneration. Eighth, degree of centralization. Ninth, scalar chain. 10th, order. 11th, equity. 12th, stability of tenure of personnel. 13th, initiative. 14th, esprit de corps. So this is all about how organization need to work in the form of team effort. How to make sure that every communication has to be equally initiated and equally responsibility which has to be taken to make sure that there is a cooperation among each individuals in the organization so that the organization reaches its objectives. Next, the recent trends in management. What are the recent trends in management which we can see in this century? Total quality management. This is all about how an entire organization try to effectively or efficiently achieve the company's objective to provide services and products with a high level of quality that satisfies the customers. To understand this, there are a few principles of total quality management. Which first one is customer focused. Second one is we need to basically make sure that as a manager strive to have a continuous improvement. Making sure that total employee involvement happens only when the employee enjoy the work center. Process centric, systematic and strategic approach, decision making. These are a few recent trends under total quality management. Crisis management. Which company doesn't go through crisis? Every company goes through crisis. So can it be prevented or can it be predicted? Yes, let's see further if we can control the crisis, how we need to respond to those different crises. But it is obviously important to understand that how can we map the crisis? Natural disaster, confrontational crisis, rumors, technological crisis, workplace violence, organizational misdeeds, malevolence, man-made disasters. These are the few crises which has to be mapped by every manager to make sure that either prevent, either predict or either control. Risk management. Yes, risk is obviously uncertain in nature. Every event which is happening in the organization can lead to positive or negative result. But we cannot certainly assess the future event. But one thing is that we need to consider a few things, such as change management. Change management helps us to modify every state of the organization from the previous condition to make sure that the organization meets the prospective goals of present trends. The change management is also very important for the success of the organization. Globalization. Being in a cocoon doesn't work, so try to explore and exceed the opportunities which are being present on the plate globally. So this is about globalization. To understand much better about the recent trends, operation management, under that supply chain management. Supply chain management has reached to the next level. So end user is demanding. The processes are different. Customization has become one of the easy saying word. Increase in the income levels are also being given the status level quo. Everything is being changing. Shrinking product life cycle, yes. Now product has got a shorter life cycle. Before it was longer because the technology has invented the new innovative products comes in. The product life cycle has started shrinking. one product basically replaces the other product. Computer aided designs and manufacturing. 3D printings are available. 3D printing of product, that is from plastic to the metal to the any, from small screw to the nut, or it could be a complete house. We have easy manufacturing services. Yes, it costs huge, but 3D printing could be future, near future. So this is about the recent trends of operations and the recent trends in management. Thank you so much for listening to me patiently. Kindly like and subscribe. Thank you.